Today we will be looking at least common multiples. So remember, least common multiples are the smallest number that is a multiple of two or more numbers. To find the least common multiple, first list the multiples of the number. Then compare your lists. You're going to look for the smallest number that appears in both lists, or in the case of three numbers, in every list. There are multiple ways you can do this. You can simply write out the list of numbers and compare, or you can use prime factorization. Prime factorization is when you use a factor string that only has prime numbers. Compare the factor strings of the two numbers, and it will help you find the least common multiple. Look at problem 1. First, write the prime factorization. If you need to, you can use the division method or a factor tree to help you find the prime factors that multiply together to equal each number. The prime factorization of 15 is 3 times 5. The prime factorization of 10 is 2 times 5. When we compare the lists, we see that there is a 2 and a 3 that are each unique in the 10 and 5. However, 5 appears in both factor strings. So in order to find the least common multiple, we only have to use one of those 5s. Our least common multiple will be 2 times 3 times 5, which equals 30. Problem number 2, we are finding the least common multiple of 12, 6, and 8. First, write the prime factorization of 12. That's 2 times 2 times 3. The prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. And the prime factorization of 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. Next, we compare, and we're going to look at each string to see where the unique prime number occurs the most often. So if we look at the 12, the number 2 occurs 2 times. For 6, the 2 occurs once, but with 8, there are 3 2s. So we need to use all 3 2s to find our least common multiple. The only other number in our factor strings is 3. Since 3 occurs once both in the 6 and the 12, we only need 1 3. To find our least common multiple, we multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 to give us 24. Number 3, we are finding the least common multiple of 15, 6, and 4. The prime factorization of 15 is 3 times 5. The prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. And the prime factorization of 4 is 2 times 2. Now we look at the numbers used in the prime factorization. The prime number 2 is used in 2 factor strings, but in 4 it is used twice. So that is where we are going to use the 2. 3 occurs both in 6 and 15, but it only occurs once. It doesn't matter which 3 we use. 5 only occurs with the factor string for 15. So then we write our numbers out and multiply them together to find the least common multiple. 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 equals 60. We can also use this process with word problems. Princess Party Place sells cups in packages of 6 and plates in packages of 8. Samantha is hosting a birthday party for her little sister and wants to have the same number of each item. What is the least number of packages of each that she needs to buy? This is a least common multiple problem because we're looking for how many more packages she needs in order to have an equal amount of both. Step 1, find the prime factorization of both 6 and 8. Your other option is just to write out all of the multiples of each number. The prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. The prime factorization of 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. Again, we are going to look for where the number occurs the most. There are 3 2's in the 8, so we're going to use 3 2's to find our LCM. There's also just the 1 3, so our least common multiple is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, or 24. She will need to buy a total of 24 plates and cups. Now, if we look at the problem, though, we need to know the number of packages. The cups are sold in packages of 6. 6 times 4 is 24, so she needs to buy 4 packages of cups in order to equal the 24 total cups. Plates are sold in packages of 8. 3 times 8 is 24, so she will need to buy 3 packages of plates in order to have 24 total plates. On the next page, we have some practice problems. This is utilizing the M method of finding multiples. Simply list the multiples down each leg of the M. The multiples for 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and 36. Don't forget that the number itself is also a multiple. 6 times 1 is 6. List out the multiples of 8. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. When we look at both lists, we're looking for the number that occurs in both lists. 24 occurs both places. 24 is the smallest number, so 24 is our least common multiple. We can do the same thing with 8 and 20. We are relisting our multiples of 8, and then relist your multiples of 20. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. When we look at both lists, 40 occurs on both lists. Go ahead and finish the rest of these problems, and then glue your page into your notebook so it looks like this. When you are finished, move on to your classwork.